Hello, friends. Recently, I've been reflecting on the famous phrase of Vajrayana Buddhism, that being, the poison is the antidote. If you take a traumatic event that you have endured, with traumatic memories, the body keeps the score, which there's a famous book of the same title by Bessel van der Kolk. I probably very much butchered that name, and I apologize. So this means that memories are stored somatically within the body, which means that memories are felt physically rather than just being recalled cognitively. When triggered, the brain's fear center, the amygdala, becomes hyperactive. The rational prefrontal cortex becomes less active, and this causes a whole raft of psychophysiological symptoms such as pain and muscular tension. To treat these symptoms, psychologists get you to pay attention to the physical symptoms to release somatic traumatic energies. This in its own way is an example of the poison being the antidote, in that the very thing you so wish to not think about in an attempt not to re-experience the trauma, this trauma is the very thing you must confront and meditate upon to release the tension caused by the memory of the particular event. This is represented in the duality of the wrathful deities, of whom represents transforming darkness, causes of dukkha, that meaning suffering, into light, through wrathful and fearless confrontation, through confronting head-on that which you wish to escape. Meditating upon past trauma at first causes much anguish, yet over time, through repeated meditation, you begin to accept the nature of the trauma, your fight or flight responses begin to dim, and your bodily tension lessens. This is because you are unconditioning the mind's attachment to the negative. When you are traumatized, naturally the mind begins suppressing the memory or the event, so it can continue with daily life, in a way pretending it did not happen. This pushes the memory into the subconscious. The subconscious influences our thoughts and daily habits, thus inadvertently planting the seed of this trauma into all of your thoughts and actions. This is why you carry around pain and tension, because the body has not let go of this event, has not recognized its material as being a past memory. The rational mind realizes the difference between past, present, and future, but the subconscious has a different space-time continuum, as it is made up of entirely memory and the broader mental plane of imagination and dream. This makes us feel as if the brain is actively geared against us, as if the karmic debt of our being traumatized is solely heaped upon us, as if we are the ones paying for the wrongs of the person or event that traumatized us. It may be that the person who did this to you seems to walk around freely, and you are the one suffering and paying for what they did. This is why the poison must be the antidote. We must take a hold of the event and tip it upside down, inverting the process into pure light, into a triumphant power. For it is we who are in charge of ourselves and how we feel. There are many avenues to go about doing this. I do not wish to push the way that worked for me, that being Vajrayana Buddhism, upon anyone in particular, just because everyone is obviously different and there are many avenues to success, all of them having varying degrees of efficacy. If you have a lot of extreme trauma and wish to pursue Vajrayana, then please find a trustworthy teacher who can help guide you through this powerful process. The teacher serves the same function as would, say, a psychotherapist who helps you through processing your own trauma. Now, the origin of the phrase, the poison is the antidote, is attributed to the great Guru Rinpoche, or Padmasambhava. Its essence is about transforming negative emotions and mental states into positive ones. This principle is often associated with the teachings of Guru Rinpoche, who is also credited with bringing Vajrayana Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. Padmasambhava taught that by recognizing and working with the three poisons, that being ignorance, attachment, and aversion, aversion, one can transform them into wisdom, compassion, and clarity. This approach is central to the tantric practices of Vajrayana Buddhism, where practitioners use meditation, visualization, and other techniques to turn negative states into the sources of enlightenment. So if we think about transforming ignorance, attachment, and aversion, when concerning trauma, it's the attachment to the memory which brings about all of the suffering. Once the event has passed, the problem we end up with is the body remains stuck in the stress that was brought about by that event. If we see it for what it is, we can then begin to understand it by breaking down our conditioning and attachment. Enlightenment, or the enlightened state of mind or awakening, is transcending mental conditioning to be pure, unconditioned awareness. That concludes today's video. I apologize for some of the inconsistencies in the way I've presented these ideas. It's a learning process for me. I'm very new to making videos, but I thank you all very much for subscribing to my channel. I am constantly working on trying to better myself and be more exciting and engaging. Please like and subscribe. Om Mani Padme Hum.